be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, more like you. I wanna be more like you. Every day, Lord, more like you. I wanna be someone you shine through, Lord, and all more like you. And all the world will see it's you in shine across the world. And though I may fall down, you pick me up, shine across the world. And all the world will see it's you in shine across the world. And though I may fall down, you pick me up, shine across the world.
Time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. And every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. I know your love watches over me to guide me in my everyday because of you. I am free. I know your love watches over me to guide me in my everyday because of you. I am free. Yeah. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. 'Cause even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. Every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. And every time I look to you, I see the world differently because of you. I am free. Yeah. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. Even though the world passes by, I know your love will never leave my side because of you. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am free.
the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent Bailey. And at the tech booth, Jody Bailey and Luke Cardio. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. And now, Brent Bailey.
Welcome, everybody, to Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions. It's Brent Bailey, and it is a great day to have you with us. We have a great show planned for you today. I've got the author of a brand new Christian fiction action novel. David Porter is going to be joining us today to talk about his brand new book entitled 5 Minutes to Live. Right now, though, I'm joined over at the tech booth by Jody and by Luke, and it's a great day, guys. It's going to be another day. Yes. We've entered the second month of the year.
Yes.
2021 is now into February, and wow, it's hard to believe it, but we have made it here.
We have.
And
it's a special month.
It is.
It is.
It is. There's
in
lots
our
of
house. It's a special month.
It's Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We have
Both
about 50 birthdays during this month. But then at our house, it's a big deal.
Yes, we have Peyton, our youngest. He turns 10 this month.
Yep, milestone birthday for him.
And then
it's a big one.
His brother turns 14. And then their daddy turns a big 50.
50, it's the big one this year.
Woo!
Half a century.
Yep.
And so that's
So,
coming up
big
here
deal.
in just about
Big month.
2-3 weeks or so. So,
Yep.
and that's all of our birthdays are within 5 days of each
exactly.
other. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
so 15th
there's-
for Peyton, 19th for Preston, 20th for me.
Yep.
And then Preston's best friend, who's like our other adopted son, is like the 24th or something
like that. Yeah.
So it's a big week around our house.
It is.
10 days
It
or
is.
so.
So lots of cake that week. Parties.
Lots and lots. Yep.
Yes.
So what's going on? We got a lot of different things happening.
We do.
National days today.
National Texas Day.
Oh, big day.
Happy Texas Day.
Yep. It is a big day
Tip
for
your
that.
Cowboy hat to you.
Yeah, and so
Yes.
so it is true, man. It's one of the fastest growing states in the union right now.
It
A lot of folks leaving the coasts and coming here.
They are.
Or Texas,
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, and North Carolina all are growing at an alarming rate
They
right now
are.
for people leaving those places. And
You know, they're saying that the homeless rate in Texas is skyrocketing because of that as well.
oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure it has.
I'm sure it is
Yeah.
it is a big problem all over the country. But I know one of the things that's great about Texas is that you can eat in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
That is
Just
true.
like you can
Just
here.
like here.
That's
Yeah.
right. You can actually go out with your friends and
And not just any food. You can get some great barbecue in
Oh
Texas.
yeah, you
Ooh.
sure can.
it is.
They
It
make
is
good
also
barbecue.
it's also the home of my most favorite dessert of all time.
It is.
the Banana Foster's crepe at Papado's.
Yes.
And
so
it's
good.
just
Welcome to
amazing.
expanding your diet and
Yes.
searching for directions.
Or expanding,
Expanding
your
your
fridge.
waistline.
I mean,
and-
it is the Texans' day, and it's they call it the Lone Star State, and we know a lot of folks from Texas.
We do.
And so happy Texas Day.
Yep.
But if we're going to expand our diet, I think your next National Day
We
probably
might as
goes
well
right
stay
along.
on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yep, stay with it. It's
Baked Alaska Day.
Yeah.
It is.
Now
let's,
that's a-
let's get that.
I
show
always
a
thought
good
that was
picture of it.
I always thought that was like a seafood or some kind of. But I
No,
was
you were thinking like
extremely wrong.
Alaskan
king crab or something.
king crab, right? No. This is a great dessert. It's like almost like a block of frozen. Obviously, ice cream is frozen, but really solid ice cream.
Yes.
Baked on top of cake, any kind of cake you'd like, and then covered in meringue. And then, like as you can see in the picture, and then they take like a torch, cooking torch.
Yeah, that's where the burn marks are.
Yeah, and
Yep.
it makes a beautiful and yummy dessert.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And so, what do we do to celebrate that? We're supposed to eat it today.
We're supposed to eat it. We're supposed
Well,
to
I
get it
say, let your resolutions go out right out the window.
right out the window.
It's
mean,
February; they're usually over with by now anyway.
Right,
so.
they are.
Baked
Baked Alaska Day. It's yeah.
All right.
I've seen a lot of people make them.
So you put it in the oven for 30 minutes at negative
I don't
10
really know,
degrees.
actually. I didn't read the
Surely
whole thing.
you don't. You bake the cake,
You bake the
and then
cake
you put
first,
the ice
then
cream
you,
on top.
yes, you pile
Then
it
probably
on top.
freeze the whole thing. Yeah,
You do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
just turn on Food Network Star or Children's Network Star
Correct.
dessert thing. Yeah, and you can see something like that being
Or
made.
YouTube.
All right.
So,
just
or
you-
YouTube,
yeah,
exactly.
just
Okay,
YouTube it.
so
All
let's
right.
get to the next one. This is National Freedom Day, and specifically, we are honoring the freedom of slavery.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
From slavery. So it honors the signing by Abraham Lincoln of a joint House and Senate resolution, and that later became the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. So happy Freedom Day.
Happy Freedom Day, and
Freedom from
it's funny
Slavery
that
Day.
that it happens to be on this day because this day in 1978, Harriet Tubman became the first African American woman to appear on a U.S. postage stamp.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a big day all the way around.
Yes,
and,
it is.
We celebrate right there with our brothers and sisters in the African American community,
Yes,
or
we do.
in all the communities around the world that have been had slavery in their past. So
Yes, absolutely. So we're very happy for you.
yes, all right. So
Happy
moving
Freedom.
right along.
So then it's also National Get Up Day. Now, you know, some people are like, okay, well, I guess that means that I have to get up out of bed today. And
yeah,
I
what
can't
does it
stay
mean?
in
I'm
bed.
kind of curious. You
It
got me.
means it's just really an encouragement that if you have fallen, if you've not, I mean, I guess literally fallen, you could apply to that, but fallen, maybe you have failed in something, and it's basically an encouragement to get up, don't let it keep you down, get up and keep on going. So if you've got a goal and maybe the one way that you have been trying to go has failed, get up and try a different way. So that's what it is. National Get Up Day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. What else?
One last one.
One last one. All right.
Is National Serpent Day.
Ooh, that sounds
my
so slippery. What is? No, I guess
National
this is
Serpent Day. It's just
an
recognizing
awareness.
an awareness. Do some research. There are a lot of people that really are serpent snake enthusiasts. That really maybe they have
thought
them
you were
as
gonna say-
pets.
I am definitely not.
You're not. I'm not.
I thought
but,
you were going to say there's definitely a lot of people that are snakes in the grass.
Well,
Well, there could be that too,
could
but
but we've got a place here in Florida called the
the
Serpentarium.
Serpentarium. That's right.
And we've taken our kids there a few times, and any kind of snake.
They have a
everywhere.
22-foot-long king cobra
Oh
there
my
that you can
gosh,
actually
huge.
see. He's in the cage there
Yeah.
looking at you.
So no,
But you can hold snakes there.
you can.
That's where I've done that. The only few times I've done
Yeah.
it in my life is
And
in a place like that.
You
But
can watch them milking snakes.
yes.
Milking the venom out.
There's
We did
snake
that
milk?
for Preston's
Preston's birthday.
birthday one year, and it's actually a working venom farm.
Yeah, it
they
is.
have to milk the snakes to get the venom so that they can make the antibodies for it.
Yeah.
So you can watch them milk every kind of poisonous snake you can think of,
Yeah.
including the exotic crazy stuff like black mambas and stuff. They milk all that right there, and you can see it behind the glass.
Right. So
They had
What
spit.
does snake milk taste like?
It's not milk. It's the
not,
venom.
it's the
Joke.
venom.
It was a joke. It was a bad joke.
It's the venom. It's what's really crazy is though they have spitting cobras and stuff, and so
Yeah.
they bring it when we had the party there. They bring it right up to the window, and it spat on the window.
that's
yeah,
really awful.
It's
So,
yeah. So
Anyway,
learn a little bit about
with venom,
snakes.
yeah.
with venom, you it's like you can it can touch your skin. It's not going to kill you, right?
Yeah.
But if you or
It definitely will irritate it though.
But if you have like a cavity, you know how they say like, oh, like you can suck the venom out of someone if you get bit. If you have a
Yeah.
cavity or something, it'll go into your bloodstream. It'll affect you.
Okay, well,
Okay.
there's a bad way to end this. And there it is. So anyway, that's what's going on around the country today, and let's jump into our guest today and expand. My guest today is the author of a brand new book entitled 5 Minutes to Live. And I've known this fellow for a number of years. We met while we were both working at the same Bible college out in Oklahoma at Rhema Bible College. David played basketball there and worked there in the editorial department. He has just been a real solid guy. went there, won a national championship for the basketball team. Was just a real good, steadfast employee. We would encourage each other when we saw each other at the gym, that kind of thing. And I'm really, really excited to see this new chapter in his life take off. He's got a new book out called 5 Minutes to Live. It is a Christian fiction novel, and it's being published by Bush Publishing and Associates. And I'm so pleased to have joining us today, all the way from the great state of Alabama. I hope I'm saying this right. Roll Tide. Yeah, I was going to say it. Roll Tide. There it is. Please welcome to the program, David Porter, everybody. Hey, David, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm real good. It's been a while, but it has. But, man, everything's going well. COVID has, of course, changed everything for everybody. But how have you been doing through all of that?
I've been doing fantastic. Before we get into that, I've got to ask, you look so fantastic. I mean, I've got wrinkles. You look wonderful. What's the secret, man?
Honestly... I smoke cigars. No, I really don't know. I mean, I started taking what's this? The collagen. I started taking collagen about a year and a half ago. I don't notice any difference, but thank you. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Young, good-looking guy like you complimenting me. All right, we better move on because people are going to start talking. You survived, obviously, so far, COVID, and I shouldn't say so far. You're going to be all right. How did it go down there, though, in Alabama? How's it been?
So we've had a spike like everybody else has. My family has done very well. My wife had COVID. Lost her sense of taste and smell, but that was about it. She still did her exercise routine every day. She ran 5 miles a day every day while she had COVID.
Oh my gosh!
Right, but I never caught it. We didn't change anything. I still slept in the same bed with her.
Wow.
Drank after her, whatever. But never caught it. So she's been calling me Superman, and I'm okay with that. So
if she was running 5 miles a day with COVID, she's Wonder Woman then, because holy moly, when we had it, it zapped us. We just wanted to lay around all the time and just didn't have the strength to get up. So, but I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad she's doing good. Let's get into before we get to the book. Let's get into what have you been doing since you left Tulsa? It's been a number of years since we really seen each other.
Yeah,
what have you been doing?
Well, when I left Tulsa, I moved back to Birmingham and became an insurance agent. So that's like my full-time job.
Okay.
And I've been with the same. I'm a farmer's insurance agent. But in
You're welcome.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead. And if they want to sponsor the program,
hey,
anyway, go ahead. No, I'm sorry. I do that with everybody.
And then a couple years ago, I just felt in my heart this draw that I've got a story I want to tell.
Yeah.
And so I sat down at the computer and I didn't know what the story was. That's the weirdest thing. I had an idea for the start of a story, started typing, and just had kind of fun writing it. So started this process. I had a guy, and my wife didn't know anything that was going on in the story. And I would say, all right, my guy is trapped. He's just been in a car wreck. Does he go to the police? Does he chase the bad guy? And she'd say, chase the bad guy. And off I would go. I just type in that direction.
It's literally almost like your audience choosing, some of those stories that do that. That sounds so cool and sounds so fun. So the book's called 5 Minutes to Live, and then it has a subtitle, The Matt Davenport Chronicles.
Yes.
So what is? I know you don't want to give it away because you want people to buy it, but give us a little bit. What's it about?
Yep. So Matt Davenport is just an everyday good guy. He has a secret crush named Dr. Jessica Adams. And right at the beginning of the book, she's kidnapped. She's torn from the car that they're both riding in. So Matt is forced to try and figure out what's going on. And it's kind of this breakneck speed thrill ride that he's trying to figure out who kidnapped her, why did they kidnap her, how can I get her back. He's got an agent with the Mossad that is helping him as he's trying to do all of this. So the story starts in the United States. Most of it takes place in Israel.
Wow.
And it is secret mission, spy, suspense, thriller, mystery, whodunit, all wrapped up in one with some Christian themes along the way.
Sure. So that brings us to what are some of the underlying themes in this? Because I got the impression, when we were talking before we went on the air here, I got the impression from the book cover that this is action-packed, and it reminded me of like a James Bond cover. I mean, just very action-oriented. So what are some of these underlying themes that are in here?
Well, first, I'd like to say it really is an action-packed thrill ride of a read. A lot of the people that I'm hearing back from, a lot of the comments that people are leaving on the places to purchase, they all say things like, I started it at 1 o'clock and I couldn't put it down until 5 o'clock until Matt got to a safe spot where I knew he was taken care of. Nothing was going to happen to him. So it is an action-packed. It's going to take you bam, 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 bam. But some of those underlying themes, when this book first starts, Matt has never really heard the voice of the Lord for himself. Mm. He's a Christian, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And he's thrown into this situation where he needs God, and he needs to hear God for himself, not just God through his pastor, or God through a great song, or God through his friend, or God through the prophet on TV. He needs to hear God for himself. He's isolated. He's in a different country. And so he's praying to God, and he's crying out for God's help, and God answers him. So from the beginning of the book until the end, Matt's gone on this journey, not just the one to try and save his friend, but from not knowing what God's voice sounds like to being very confident that God's talking to me. This is what it sounds like. This is what that looks like. And he's helping me. He's protecting me. And then there's one more thing that we haven't talked about, and that is evolution versus creation.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of science in this book. This is very Michael Crichton reminiscent. My two big influences were probably Dan Brown, who wrote the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Michael Crichton, who wrote Jurassic Park, Timeline, some of those science-based novels. But we really kind of tackle evolution versus creation. And there is science behind creationism.
Yeah.
So we really, through this book, we kind of explore that.
A lot of folks in this day and age, they don't even like to question the science side of it or have their faith questioned. But then the other part of the underlying theme about hearing God for yourself is something that people don't even realize they can do.
Yeah.
And you're really attacking two things that I think as a pastor that Christians that have to deal with on a daily basis that nobody really talks about.
Yeah. For me personally, I grew up in church.
Yeah.
And always felt like I could hear God's voice. Went to Rhema, had a wonderful experience there, came back, got married, and my wife came out of a different denomination that was never taught.
Yeah.
And so I walked this journey with her of
sure,
doing things like that to, hey, God's talking to me, and this is what he's saying.
Yeah, yeah.
And as she's explaining or telling what God has said to her, it's blessing me. It's blessing our church members.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful journey. But not only that, we are so much more confident in each step that we're taking because we're hearing from God. We don't have to just rely on Sunday morning, oh, my pastor says this, that's going to be the direction for this week until next Sunday when I can hear the next word from God. Now, we go to church and we are blessed, we are fed, we are strengthened, but that's not where we get our direction from.
Yeah.
We get our direction directly from God.
That's so good. That's so good. And to see that set into a fictional book and setting is so really could be really impactful in people's lives. So you're talking about what leads you and what guides you. What was your motivation to write this book? And is this really your first one?
This is my first fiction published novel. The motivation for it started out, I just knew God was telling me, you need to write a book. That's really all I could say was, God told me I needed to write a book. I didn't have a story. I didn't have anything. I just knew I needed to write a book. So I sat down, started writing. And again, it was that I'm just going to ride along. Okay, what's going to happen next? All right, God, I know that you're helping me just like you're helping Matt in the book. What's the next step? And God would just plant an idea. Okay, he needs to do this, or he needs to go here, or here's the next piece. And so as I'm writing the book, I'm hearing from God, and he's directing the steps that Matt is taking and the story is taking. This whole thing was God inspired.
Wow.
It's been a really supernatural experience.
That's awesome. So what was it like going to to get it published? What was that process like?
So publishing, I had no idea, right? I thought that writing the novel was the hard part. You write the novel, it's gravy. You just find somebody, they publish it, and boom, you're a millionaire. That is not the case.
Yeah, especially first time out. Yeah.
Right. Nobody knows me. So I wrote the novel, and I started looking for an agent. That's the first step. You try and get an agent to take you to a publishing house. Well, I couldn't find an agent to read the book. I had some agents that said, look, if you change the main character so that they weren't a Christian, if you'd give them some other properties that I didn't necessarily agree with, they would publish me. And I didn't want to do that. So agents, and then I went straight to publishers and couldn't find a publisher to read the book. Again, I had some of those same pieces of feedback. I wrote the book at the end of 2018, finished it 2018. 2019 was spent trying to find a publisher, trying to find an agent. And I'll say this, I knew that this book was God birthed.
Yeah.
I knew that the contents of this book will help, encourage, strengthen people. And non-Christians, when they read it, it will plant the seeds of the gospel in their lives. I knew that. So I was turned down a bunch in 2019. I couldn't find an agent, couldn't find a publisher, to the tune of about 150 no's. which if I hadn't known that this was a God project,
sure, yeah,
would have been hard. So 2019 ended. I thought, okay, 2020, I will give some breathing room for these people coming out of the holidays. So January, February, March, I'll start looking for an agent, for a publisher again. And then COVID hit.
Yeah. That's your agent's name was COVID.
Right. So I didn't apply. It's a query process is what it's called. I didn't do any of that. And then in June, I sent the manuscript to one publisher. One. 5 days later, I had a signed contract. It was a God connection. That publisher read the book, loved it, said, we've got to sign you. What's it going to take? And, so the whole thing's really been miraculous from start to finish.
That is so awesome.
I just wish I'd found that publisher.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so as we're wrapping up here, we got about a minute and a half left. Where can people buy it? Where can they find it right now? I know that you're working on some stuff for February that's going to be a big push, but we want to kind of jumpstart that today. Where can people find the book?
Absolutely. So as with anything in 2020, 2021, Amazon. Amazon's going to be the best place, but you can also get it online at barnesandnoble.com, at booksamillion.com. Any of your major book retailers is where you can find it. Amazon seems to be the easiest for most people. Prime, you can have it in a couple days. And for all of the people that purchase the book, that love it, only if you love it, people, go on Amazon, write me a review.
There you go. There you go. Now, is that the Burj Khalifa that's on the cover of it there?
I have no idea.
I think it is. That's what it looked like anyway. But anyway, David, the book is called 5 Minutes to Live. We're so proud of you, so happy for you. We encourage everybody to get out and get a copy of that. We're going to throw some information up on the screen. If you'd like to follow David and his post talking about this, right there, you can go on Facebook to David Porter Books or at David Porter. And then on Twitter, he's also real David Porter as opposed to the fake David Porter. But the real
fake ones. There are.
There are.
I know it.
I'm sure there is. But man, I'm so happy for you. So great to see it. Can't wait to get a copy and read it myself. Man, thumbs up to you. Good luck to you. And man, I can't wait to see the movie.
Me too.
That's prophetic. I'm speaking it out right now. All right.
Amen. I received that.
All right. David, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you
too.
soon. Give our love to your family, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
Yes, sir. That's David Porter, everybody. And now let's stop for directions. You know, as I was listening to David talk about his journey to publishing with a national publisher, I know that so many times in our lives that we have dreams that we just think, oh, that'll never happen. That's not going to happen. That's an impossibility. And the thing is that's not true. If God's called you, and he has, that's why you're still here. He's called you to do something special for his kingdom. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4 says, "For we know, brothers and sisters, loved by God, that he has chosen you." And there is a purpose that God has for your life, that he wants to do in your life. He wants to take you to a place that's not just a fantasy, not just a dream, but it can be something that comes a reality. And the thing that David said today that was so important is he had to learn to be led by God himself. And so do you. That is what God's calling you to do. He's calling you to do something that you can only get there with his help. And so I'm so excited that as you learn this journey and you walk this journey, you're learning to hear from God yourself. And I'm excited to hear about the testimonies in your life about how much more you accomplish when you know him. That's going to wrap it up for the show today. I'm so grateful to Luke and Jody for another great broadcast. I'm so grateful to David Porter for excited for his new book, 5 Minutes to Live. Go and check it out. Until next time, we hope you found what you were looking for as you took the time to expand your search and stop for directions. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for joining us today. Connect with us on @expandingyoursearch on Facebook and Instagram and @expandingsearch on Twitter. Relive any of our episodes on YouTube. We're available wherever podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. You can also download the Direction Ministries app on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Take some time today to expand your search and stop for directions.